is an absolute superstar when it comes to dealing with people. He loves people. He's a famous guy. He's known throughout the industry. He's a pillar in the real estate community. Help me welcome Tony Giordano. Give him a hand up here, everybody. Tony Giordano.
How's everybody doing? There we go. So, yes, I should use SPF 30. It was a hot afternoon yesterday. I got a little red, so sorry about that. I am so happy to be here. There's so many friends of mine that are here in town and with EXP that are traveling from all over the nation, so I'm glad to be here. I got in this business 26 years ago at the age of 20. I was 20 years old and I was a door-to-door sales guy for AT&T and selling cell phones. And I walked into a mortgage company, business to business, because it said no soliciting. So to a good salesperson, that means what? Welcome. Please tell me how you're gonna change my life for the better, Tony. Like, that's what I see when I see no soliciting. So I sell the branch manager, Debbie, still my first mentor, still to this day. I'm 20 years old, December of 1998. I sell her a cell phone. And she goes, I'm gonna offer you a job. And I go, I don't need a job. I'm a lifeguard on the weekends. I'm just doing this to save up enough money to put myself through the fire academy and become a firefighter. She goes, trust me, you need this job. I think you'd be really good at it. And I go, what do you even do here? Because I saw mortgage. And she goes, we do mortgage financing. I still remember like this was yesterday. 20 years old. I looked at her like a deer in the headlights, and I said, mortgage financing. So you finance the funeral? Some of our latecomers are starting to laugh. No joke. See, I didn't come from wealth. I didn't come from money. Very modest and humble beginnings. Practically almost poor at times. Dad's a landscaper, mom was a bookkeeper. So I didn't even know what the word mortgage meant. And I said, so you finance the funeral? And she goes, not mortuary, mortgage. You're not a mortician. You're a loan officer, like when somebody buys a home and they needs a loan. And I was like, oh. She goes, now I definitely know you need this job. So she shows me how much money I could make. Now, December 18th, 1998, I have no car. I live out of a duffel bag with my lifeguard gear, with just a couple pairs of shoes. I live on a couch for $200 a month in a 3-bedroom apartment because the only thing that the guys had was the couch. So I lived on the couch for $200 a month. No money to my name, just trying to hustle. Within 9 months of this industry, I had a nice car. August of 1999, September, 8 months. My parents had a nice car. I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo on the hill with panoramic ocean views and Catalina out in the distance in Malibu. I had $35,000 in my bank account that served no purpose within 9 months of being in this industry. See, everyone in this room, you all chose the best industry. You didn't choose to sell cars. You didn't choose to sell insurance. You chose dirt. See, you chose to represent someone on the most expensive asset the average human will ever buy or sell and get a piece of it. I don't care if our commission goes from 6 to 1. I'll be fine. Why? because I get a piece of the most expensive asset the average human can buy or sell. So, you all chose a limitless career. There's zero limit in this industry, zero. You could be an agent who makes 50,000 or 10 million in GCI a year. The only limit that I've learned as a national coach or a speaker is us, you. That's the limit. But the industry, there's no limit. This business completely changed my life in 9 months. It changed my parents' life. It changed what would become the legacy of my own family one day. Limitless. So I did what anybody would have done. Resigned. Because what was my passion? I'm going to become a firefighter. You're not going to take me from my passion. What do we always hear? Brent, Glenn, Gene. This business just funds whatever we want in life. Nobody was 2 years old or 3 years old. I want to be a realtor when I grow up. I want to be a loan originator, Daddy. Besides that one agent for every like 300. No. When I was 3, I wanted to be a realtor. There's like one for every like 300. Like she had the Barbie, she had the magnet on the Barbie Ferrari, for sale sign in front of the dollhouse. Besides that one agent, none of us, no. This business just funds what we want in life. And I wanted to be a firefighter. I wanted to save up enough money to put myself through the 4-month full-time fire academy and become a firefighter. So I resigned. And she was shocked, absolutely shocked. So I resigned, joined the fire academy September 5th, 1999, graduated the fire academy December of 1999, was out of money now at that point because I used my savings. So I went back to the mortgage company to start doing loans again while I was testing with departments and going to medic school, paramedic school. And in 2000, I made $160,000 as a loan officer outside of the fire department. In 2001, September 11th happens, and the fake housing market is born. And if you're in this room and you don't think September 11th was the cause of the 2008-2009 crash and the beginning of what would become the fake housing market and the fake economy built on greed and war, you are mistaken. Just search median sales price history of the United States, and you will see what shifts look like. And you will see September 11th right there. So I make $280,000 in 01. 2002, $390,000 in my early 20s. Insane. Limitless. 2004, at the age of 26 years old, I make my first million. Why? Because anybody could buy a house. Raise your hand if you were in this business before 07. Yeah, remember those days? 100% financing, no income, no asset, 660 FICO score, 2 months PITI reserves, couple 30-day lates on your credit, $1 million house. How much money do you make? How much money do I need to make? So it was so easy. It was so easy to make just crazy money if you had work ethic. Now, different presentation I teach, but I will say one statement right now. Hot markets destroy work ethic. Because as soon as that hot market's gone, we're just waiting for the phone to ring still. Do you have work ethic? Do you have work ethic? Yeah, I hope. By 2007, I'm a king. I'm married, have 2 young kids, white picket fence, the perfect life, well, wrought iron. I have cars, boats, fine art, fine jewelry. I'm 28 years old or turning 29. I had the life. Multiple properties, traveling the world. I own my own mortgage company at this point now with 3 other partners. We're the number 9 brokerage for loan origination in the nation for Washington Mutual and Countrywide. You know, for those that remember them. Brent, I see 5 minutes left. Didn't you say 30? Do I have 30 or did I only have 15? I just want to make sure I don't go over. Anybody? I just want to make sure. Okay. So I do have more than that? I don't have more than that. Are you? Whoa. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, okay. So, shiny thing, squirrel. Where was I? Countrywide. We are ranked thank you. We are ranked number 9 in the nation. I have the perfect life. And I lose everything in less than 18 months in the 2008-2009 crash. Now, if you're in this room and you think everything, like really? Everything. I went from an 812 FICO score to 496 in less than 9 months. I didn't even know you could have a FICO score below 500. So I broke that record. 19 foreclosures on my credit. All of my cars repossessed, boats repossessed. I go through a massive divorce a year before the crash at the end of '06. So there went half of it right there. So it wasn't hard to lose the other half, you know, a year and a half later. It was insane what happened to me. Lost everything. Laid off 75 loan officers, 25 staff members. Completely lost it all. Youngest son's diagnosed with autism, mom's diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Just kept coming at me. I was in a bad accident on a traffic collision call with the fire department like a couple years before that. So I had to retire early, so I can't go back to the fire department and get paid. I haven't funded a loan for months. 08, 09 completely took me out. Why? Because I didn't come from money. Which means I didn't respect what? Money. I just spent. Over leverage. So when it all came crashing down, I crashed with it. And finally, 18 months later, I lost my passion for lending, September of '09. And I called up my buddy Madison from the show $1 Million Listing for the first few seasons, who sent me all his clients for home loans. And I said, I'm switching to your side. I'm an agent now. And back then, you only had to have a real estate license in the state of California to either be a loan officer or a real estate agent. So I already had the license, probably why that happened. And so I walked into the office in Malibu, Madison's office. I gave him my license, and I became an agent, like that. Reality check number 1. I had no idea that real estate agents were the hardest working profession and position in the entire industry times 20. I was like, what? I have to learn what? So I'm learning a new business, no money to my name. Then I realized, how am I gonna lead gen? What am I gonna do for lead gen? I have no money. You don't really go door knocking in Beverly Hills. And even if I do go door knocking, like I'm gonna roll into Beverly Hills flats with multi-million-dollar houses in my beat-up 1992 pickup truck that barely worked, the only thing I had left from all the repossessions. So how am I gonna lead gen? So I started Googling, and this is where I kind of conclude with the power of research. I started Googling the biggest agents in LA, just to see what they did. This is October 2nd, 2009. And for every 20 agents I saw that I Googled, 19 would all have this one thing in common: the biggest agents. So then I went to Austin, Boston, New York, Seattle. I started Googling mega agents from all these different major cities. 19 for every 20 would have this one thing in common. They all went out and built absolutely gorgeous, fully custom websites. They didn't have the website that was provided to them from their company for hanging their license for free. No. They went out and built amazing websites that told their story, not someone else's. Hint, hint. So I said, well, that's what I got to do. So I called up Agent Image, which I saw like crazy on all the websites, Agent Image at the bottom of all of them. And I said, make me look like that. And they were like, that's $5,000. Never mind. But eventually I borrowed the money from my godfather, launched the website, and then I saw a class being offered called Facebook 101, November 9th, 2009. And I go, maybe there's something more to social media than I'm taking advantage of. And that's when Brent said, Tony's passion is people. There are two sides to social media. You heard her speaking about it earlier. There are two sides to social media. 95% of people are focused on one side, which is the techie side. Tech. You're gonna download this, you're gonna import this, you're gonna hit that, you're gonna import your CSV file, you're gonna hit that in setting, and you're gonna enable that setting, and you're gonna hit launch. And we need that. We need to learn how to do it. But nobody's teaching the ROI side of social media, which is it's just where humans are. And humans haven't changed, ladies and gentlemen, at all. If I say happy birthday to you on your timeline on Facebook, you still get the exact warm and fuzzy feeling as if I said it to your face in person. What are we doing then with our online presence? What are you doing to build relationships? So I'll leave you with this. A digital relationship, somebody maybe you've never met in person, is 100 times more powerful, bonded, tight of a relationship than a real life relationship in the same period of time. Example, you meet somebody at a barbecue, you don't exchange social media, 3 weeks later, how much do you know about them? Same day, you meet somebody at a barbecue, you exchange social media, 3 weeks later, how much do you know about them? But we're not doing anything. So I took a human approach to social media, modern day door knocking, door clicking. And my door says 24 mutual friends, 7 similar interests, you both have a dog named Roxy, and you're both diehard Red Sox fans living in LA. Humans. Be human online. Grow your audience every single day on all social media channels. Within 30 days of taking this human approach, I had a $5.8 million listing as a rookie. In 2010, I was Rookie of the Year nationally for Coldwell Banker. Spoke on the main stage. 2011, I started writing the books, The Social Agent, and now The Social Agent 2.0. And then before I knew it, I rebuilt everything I lost by one thing: the power of people. Remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, should I join EXP? Yeah. Who wants to be my sponsor? Thank you.
Hey!